Joanna, you're here at this celebrity gifting suite. Are you a fan of MTV and the Movie Awards, and are you going?
I am not going to the MTV Movie Awards, but I'm going to be watching, that's for sure. And, you know, everybody is a fan of the gifting suites, especially because sometimes they have products that are not in the stores yet or you haven't heard of. So, like, basically you get it firsthand. And it's also for charity, so we're giving back a little bit.
And speaking of charity, I know that rescuing dogs and animals are very near and dear to your heart. Tell me a little bit more about your involvement with that and what you expect and hope to do.
Gosh, well, my dream basically is to open up my own animal sanctuary one day. Like, that's my whole passion, my heart's there. And Denise Richards and I we go twice a month to a shelter in LA that's one of the highest billed shelters. And we work with Best Friends Sanctuary out of Utah. So twice a month, they come in, they take out 30 dogs that are in death row, and they transfer them to Utah where they get adopted right away. It's crazy for me as a human being that, you know, has a big heart for these animals. There's so many situations of neglect and torture. It drives me crazy.
What would you say to people out there that want to help the cause and, you know, help these animals? What would you say to them to do?
Well, I mean, the number one thing is if you have a friend that, you know, has a puppy and is not fixed, you have to network the ABCs, the animal birth control, because I think that is the biggest problem in our society is that our laws obviously are not strict enough where we don't have to spay and neuter our pet, and I think that is so important because if your dog, let's say, you know, gets away from the yard, ends up, you know, finding another dog and then has babies, and it's such an overpopulation of animals as it is, we have to spay and neuter. And, you know, if you're walking down the street, you see somebody abusing their animal, call the services. You know, there's so many things that could be done, and we have to keep our, you know, eyes and ears open for these things because these poor animals are like little babies, you know, they need our voice and, you know, to protect them. And that's why it drives me so insane because they're helpless, so they need us to help them. And, you know, there's so many people that kind of look the other way and just ignore what's going on and live in their little bubble, which is really heartbreaking.
Absolutely. And as a former Dancing with the Stars alum, what do you think about Nicole Scherzinger winning?
Oh my gosh. Well, obviously Nicole was amazing. You know, from the first episode, I knew it was going to be her and Evan in the finals. I mean,
why did you know?
Because, I mean, obviously they have an advantage. You know, she's a professional dancer. Let's not lie. I mean, I've had the experience of doing the show, and I don't care if you're doing ballroom or Latin. If you know how to learn choreography and you know how to count music, right there and then you have the advantage. So people can say whatever they want, but I've experienced it, and I had the hardest time with counting the music. Till this day, I don't know how to count music. The way I learn my choreography is just memorizing the steps. It wasn't about like a 1, 2, 3, you know, so every time Derek would want to kill me because I just didn't know how to count music. So I'm like, stop counting, let me just figure this out myself. So, but you know, you can't deny it. Her and Evan were amazing, and at the end of the day, it is a dancing competition. I mean, I don't think she should have been on the show because it wasn't fair to the other contestants, but she was the most amazing dancer and she deserved that trophy. And Derek is an amazing choreographer. So finally, for once, I think somebody that should have won in the dancing aspect won.
Hannah, what is next for you? For the women out there that are watching this, what is a secret you could tell them to achieve that model perfect kind of skin and look?
My goodness, my whole thing, my whole life was moisturize, moisturize, moisturize. And my mom gave me a little secret years ago. Like every time before I go to bed, I put Vaseline under my eyes because that prevents the creasing. So I moisturize and then I just put that layer of Vaseline under the eyes. Just, you know, when you're sleeping, it won't crease up the under eyes, especially your skin under the eyes is so sensitive and delicate. And I actually have it, gosh, my great aunt, she's, how old is she? She's, I think in her 60s. I just saw her in Poland, and literally not one wrinkle on her face, and all she's been using her whole life is Vaseline.
Wow.
And I know for some people that won't work because you'll break out, but for people that couldn't take that, I'm just like no wrinkles.
And fashion rules that you live by?
Fashion rules, gosh. Heels, you know, everything makes it
You're
look
already
better.
so tall.
Not really. It's heels, you know, even if you're wearing jeans and you want to look cute, just, you know, give a little boost with the heels. It always makes you look like it makes the legs look sexier.
Absolutely. And last question, your favorite designer for the red carpet?
Gosh, you know what? I love Roberto Cavalli. Yeah, he's one of my favorites. always has, the beautiful floral, flowing dresses, just immaculate.
Wonderful. Well, congratulations with everything you got going, and good luck with the animal rescue stuff.
Yes, thank you so
Sure.
much.